All right, welcome back to Heritage in Motion. We are joined by Jose um, again,
What's up?
episode number 3 for us. So, just kind of a quick rundown. We have some more, obviously, little podcasts coming up, and we do have a couple different people that are going to join us um, here in the industry or service based industry, and we'll be talking about their businesses and, kind of talking about a whole different uh, set of questions. But basically, for our episode today, we're just going to talk about basically our how our week's been going, some of the challenges that we've encountered, and this is just raw stuff that's happening to us day to day. It could be operational, it could be maintenance, it could be all sorts of stuff, and this is just what we give you. This is what happens.
Day to day operations.
Yep. So obviously, we're in Southern California. Things are starting to heat up for us a little bit. So we'll talk about how we're dealing with maintenance of the trucks, how we're dealing with hydration for the drivers, and tires, and all sorts of stuff. But nonetheless, um, we'll talk about a few different things that we've done over the last week to kind of set us in the right path. But
One of the things we did this week was we went down to go see our buddies over at ENC. We placed a new order of dumpsters. So we got a bunch of new dumpsters coming in.
yeah, and we ended up getting 11, well, with this specific order. So we're actually going to order just over 20 of them, but for this specific order we ordered 11.
Low boys.
Yeah, 11 dumpsters.
Uh-huh.
So
Got
that's
low boys, 30 yarders, and
40s.
40s. Yeah.
So 3 low boys, because we could just triple stack them and bring them like that. 3,
Which I picked up.
yeah, 3 30s, and then 5 40s.
Yeah. So the low boys I picked up already.
The 30s.
Got a little bit of footage on that. I did mess up picking that up. Messed up the one of the fenders on the truck.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So when I was picking up the containers, I didn't realize the front started to hit the fender here, so I broke the weld.
Yeah.
That happens.
He didn't have the rails high enough, so when it was coming over the top, it just
Luckily,
cracked the rails on the weld.
the guys at ENC, they're good guys, and they helped us out real quick. Broke some of the welds, and he just got one of his guys to re-weld it right on site. So literally, there was like no downtime. Got back on the road right away. That was pretty cool.
When it comes
Thank
to
you for that.
dumpsters, just from being in social media groups, just from talking to folks in the industry, it seems like the question always comes up: how many dumpsters do you guys have? And this isn't just for me. This is just in general. How many dumpsters do people have? How many people are sold out? And I mean, we see it. We see it on our social media timelines. We're sold out again. We're sold out again. We're sold out again. For us, um, we never want that to be even questionable. So we like to have at least 20 to 25 dumpsters sitting at all times. And when our dumpsters that should be sitting are being rented out, um, that's kind of when we make a decision to
To get more.
get more. But
Well, we have a lot of accounts that they will call us and say, I need 8 dumpsters today. I need 10 dumpsters today and 10 dumpsters swapped out tomorrow. So we need to have dumpsters available to be able to take care of those customers, because otherwise, we're scrambling.
yeah,
So,
and whether it's here locally with logistics centers, warehouses, distribution centers, or some of the government contracts that we have, it seems like 20 to 25 dumpsters sitting is the appropriate number. And like Jose said, typically we're going to have 2 calls that are going to ask for 20 dumpsters, 10 apiece. There goes 20. And then the warehouses are normally like, hey, let me get 5, 8 to 10. So if we don't have 25 sitting, we can't service that client, and that's big money for us. And a lot of people don't have dumpster sitting like that. So for us, we made it a plan to be able to have those readily available. And I mean, it's scary at the same time. I tell you all the time, it's scary having dumpster
Yeah,
sitting.
it doesn't look good having a bunch of dumpsters sitting at your yard, especially when, you could be having them out there making you money. But when we do get those customers that ask for large quantity of dumpsters, we're able to service them. Also, we have a truck typically sitting here at the yard that's kind of our backup truck. That truck, if we get a call where it's a same day dumpster or a good client that needs a swap that day, something happened, they forgot to call it in, we're able to jump into one of the little trucks and get that dumpster over to whatever client or get that swapped out. So,
Rather quickly.
yeah.
Typically, we try to do those within a 2 to 3 hour time frame. So, um, like we made a little video and it talks about loyalty. For those clients that have stuck with us or choose us, we try to be as loyal as we can be to them and get them that service rather quickly. And we try to do it within obviously 1 hour, but sometimes that's not feasible. So 2 to 3 hours is appropriate. So we definitely want to take care of those people that take care of us. But um, I guess dumpsters, we just try to be proactive instead of reactive and scrambling for dumpsters. We just want to be ahead of the game and have dumpster sitting. But like I said, it's scary because when we're thinking about cost of dumpsters, new you're anywhere from 7 to 8,000. Used you're anywhere from 4 to 6,000. So when you have 20 dumpsters sitting, that's a lot of inventory, and it's sometimes a hard pill to swallow just because of you're looking at these things in your yard. So, but we understand that, and kind of Jose brings me back to reality on the reason why we do that because
Well,
I
just
hate
time and
seeing them. Yeah,
efficiency, which is a big part of also why we keep a lot of the stuff for the maintenance on the vehicles, on the trucks. We keep it in house, whether it's diesel, def, grease, oil, filters. We try to keep all that stuff in
yeah,
stock because it just helps with just being efficient and getting that customer the service that they need right away. So.
yeah. It definitely helps us stay a little bit timely, and I mean we all know it. If you guys have drivers, you know that. Sending your driver to fill up at a liquor store sometimes is going to be more timely than others. For us, what we realized is they were going to the gas station, filling up, taking a little 10-15 minute break on top of filling up, drinking their cup of coffee, and it was just taking too long. So, in order to minimize that and just be able to keep track of uh, consumption of fuel and other fluids, everything is in house, and now everything is delivered by the same company. So yeah, like Jose said, what
We
DEF,
got def, oil, grease,
diesel,
diesel, um,
and then we have filters delivered by
filters.
Fleet Pride, and for those we try to keep 3 months worth of stock, and that's going to be for all filters and our basically
Yeah, 'cause
oil, fuel, and air
we're doing maintenance on them at least with the amount of miles the trucks are getting. It's
every
usually
four
about
weeks. Yeah.
once a month. Yeah,
So
so
every 4 weeks, everything is getting an oil change and fluids, and just keep track of hoses. Something that we do going into what you can call summertime is we swap out all the hoses. Um, Anything rubber on them, we're swapping them out. The last
a
thing
lot
we
of the
do,
old trucks have hoses that are actually like it's like a plastic. So after so many miles, they get very hot and brittle. And we've had a couple trucks go down, big tow truck, you know, bill
yeah. So
because of one little tiny hose that ripped.
a $25 to $100 hose is costing you, $800 in a tow bill. So definitely not worth it. So we just at
Swap them out.
basically, getting into February, March, April, we're preparing these trucks and getting them ready to hit the road and deal with those higher temperatures. So definitely something that you have to think about.
Yeah, part of that maintenance is also making sure that the drivers have everything that they need as far as the comfort inside the trucks. We get our air conditioning service, especially going into the hotter months here. I know we had a couple trucks where the AC wasn't blowing as cold, and drivers will literally take a selfie and send you a picture of how much they're sweating. So we try to just keep everybody comfortable, keep the trucks running, both the motor as cool as possible, and then as well as inside the cab, just for the comfort of the driver.
And that's something you have to take pretty serious. Heat exhaustion, if you guys are aware with just aware of heat exhaustion, it's kind of one of those things that can creep up on you. And if the drivers are out there on their own, especially for us, like if we're going to the low desert, so that's going to be Palm Springs,
La
Coachella,
Quinta,
La Quinta, Thermal, Indio. I mean, it gets piping hot out there.
we
So
get calls for what is it, 29 Palms?
29 Palms, Joshua Tree.
Yeah,
These places are extremely hot. So it's a beating on the trucks, it's a beating on the drivers. So what we do in house is obviously ice. Um, so they have like half-gallon jugs. Um, obviously ice here.
water.
Water. We get Sparklets water delivered in 5-gallon jugs, and we have water dispensers. Um, then we have electrolytes. Let me see. So we use these electrolytes, zero sugar. These are grapefruit and salt. This is definitely what we prefer to drink. We just buy them by the box. What there's 30 of them in here, and we just order them by the case. So, oh, we order them by the caseload. So, um, typically we get I think 8 boxes in a case, and they'll start drinking them. Obviously, it's you got to get used to the flavor because it is pretty salty. But shake it up in a water bottle and go from there. But so obviously fluids, stay hydrated,
Stay hydrated.
and
Keep your trucks maintained. Which right now, because school's out, it is a little hard. Our mechanics seem to also take. They got some time off going on right now. I guess we're trying to get a hold
yeah.
of a few of them.
So we had some truck issues that came up, and well, one of those was we replaced the whole uh,
Def system.
DEF system on one of the trucks, and yesterday it kind of went out. So we were calling mechanic. Well, for the last 2 days, we've been calling mechanics, and I think with school being out, a lot of these folks are taking time off with the families, which
Yeah.
is well deserved.
Yeah.
Obviously, we get it. But it's bad for us, bad for business. We can't get somebody here just because they are on vacation. They're
Yeah.
unavailable.
You got a truck sitting in the yard
Yeah,
that's
so
not making any money.
we have a black Freightliner over there. Luckily, it's allowing us to do a couple different repairs on it. But when it comes to that whole DEF system, there's one specific mechanic that I like to deal with for that, and he's out literally in the middle of nowhere on a hunt. So we'll have to deal with him next week. And along with school being out, we've had some dispatching challenges over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Um, our main dispatcher uh, hasn't had childcare because
School's
of
out.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, school being out. Um, her childcare is gone right now. They'll be back next week, so she'll be back Monday through Friday next week. But because she's lacked childcare for the last 2 weeks, she's kind of had a hybrid position, sort of say, working from home, but still working from home. It makes it a little bit challenging just because when you're here at the yard, it's real easy to. Obviously, we have dumpsters all the time, but it's real easy to see who's coming in, who's at the yard, um, and it makes it so much more convenient to talk to the drivers about what's going on throughout their day or how to move things on their schedule.
Yeah, she takes a lot of calls sometimes where there's key information, key details that she always relays to us as far as placement or, hey, this customer wants a container, but they don't want it at this address. They want it over here because it's new construction and there's no physical address. So this is how you get there. And she does a great job of putting all that into the notes. But just having that in person conversation, you pick up a lot on the details. So sometimes when the drivers call her and she's not available, they'll call me, and I'm able to relay that information to them. So having her out of the office sometimes makes it a little bit more difficult with relaying some of that information over to the customer, especially, or sorry, to the driver, especially if the customer spoke directly with her. Then I'm having to call her and say, "Hey, I got a driver here. Where was this supposed to go?" And then figuring all that out. So that is a big help when she's here at the
Just
office. It definitely opens your eyes to
the communication
yeah.
aspect is huge, and there's a lot of moving parts. So um, she's a crucial aspect to the business and how efficient we run. So
And our virtual assistant does a good job too. But I think again, just having to avoid that phone call to ask again for
yeah,
details, because she's here in the office and she does a great job communicating, hey, this dumpster is going to get delivered here, but it's not here, it's there. And then everyone's on the same page and it just works out a little bit smoother.
yeah. Well, we'll get her back next week, and then yeah, I'll make it easier for us. So right now we're all playing kind of double duty. So Jose's kind of doing operations, doing dispatching and
Changing tires,
changing tires. I
dash
mean,
cams.
just mechanics. So we're having to do a little bit of everything. We've done a little bit of welding this week. We've done a little bit of mechanic work. We've done tires. We've done
Website stuff,
website stuff. We've done
marketing,
dispatching. I mean,
yeah, everything.
we're
You
we're
got you,
wearing many hats this week,
yeah, you got
and
to wear pretty much every hat that you
and
can around here.
but we're by no means experts in welding. We're by no means experts in
We just don't shy
swapping
away from
tire.
it. If it needs to be done, and the quickest way to figure it out is to do it yourself, then that's what we do. We are I wouldn't say graduates because maybe we're not that good, but we are definitely
Students,
students of YouTube
university,
Academy
yeah.
or yeah,
YouTube
university.
University, YouTube Academy, whatever you want to call it. So luckily, there's so many good people out there that are putting videos out, and we can figure a lot of things out by ourselves. Obviously, not the technical side of things, but there's just so much stuff that we've been able to learn. Obviously, it takes a little bit of time to sit and watch videos, but it plays a huge factor in just how we're able to keep things running. But so that's some of the challenges. Obviously, some of the other challenges have been people taking time off. Our accounts receivable, calling people for payment has been challenging over the last week and a half. Um, yeah, just gotta get gotta get paid. Bills have to get paid. The bank doesn't stop calling.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they're calling, but it's like they're not gonna wait for us and be like, "Hey, sorry, my client didn't pay.
Yeah, can
I'll
you
pay you
hold
next
on?
week." Yeah.
We'll pay
Um,
you when we get paid.
Yeah, exactly. We had somebody tell us that. We'll
We
pay you
did.
when we get paid.
Yeah. They said our clients haven't paid us yet, so as soon as we get money, we'll pay you.
Yeah.
And then
No, thank you.
4 months went by, and
They filed
same
bankruptcy.
excuse.
They did file bankruptcy
They
though.
did file bankruptcy.
Those bastards.
That's a different episode.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Um bastards. Anyway, that's just kind of what we've dealt with this week. Definitely another week in the books. We're constantly learning. We're striving to be better than we were the day before. But here over the next couple of days, we have a good friend of ours here in the industry that's going to come and do a podcast with us. And next week, we got a couple different people that should be showing up to do a quick little video. And when we're doing podcasts with people that are in the industry or have a service-based industry, obviously we want it to be about them and their business and how they work, how they how they're the professionals that they are in their industry. Nothing about heritage at all. We don't. This is about them, and that's kind of how we want this whole little series to be when we're bringing in people.
Yeah.
Obviously, for us, we're just talking about day to day stuff. Uh, we're
But
learning every day.
it's like you said before, like it does take a village to help heritage be heritage and have us run as efficient as we possibly can. So big shout out to them, and I'm sure you guys will get to meet them here once we invite them on the podcast, and
Yeah.
they'll tell you, you know, what they do, and you guys will see why it is that we work with them and why their help is crucial to our operations. So big shout out to them, and yeah, hopefully that'll be in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, and then something that we kind of sat and discussed the other day. Obviously, um, I talk about setting some pretty big goals and just going after them. So we've set some pretty massive goals here for the next like 2 years. Now we just got to get after it. So yeah, you guys are in business or just trying to get started in it, set some pretty freaking massive goals and just get after it. You never know. Never
Yeah, a lot of
know.
them seem very out of reach. I wouldn't say impossible because nothing's impossible, but definitely something that really makes you wonder, wow, can we even do this? But I think
Yeah.
that's part of the fun of it, right?
Yeah, and then so I'm in a couple networking groups, and on my Tuesday networking group, um, I got asked a pretty good question. They're like, "Hey, we watched one of your videos. Can you discuss the topic of why you don't choose your name or business?" They said that seems to be a pretty controversial topic. So obviously, in my networking group, there's a lot of business owners, some of which use their last names, and definitely was a little controversial topic. But what's good about it is everyone's a business owner there. It creates a lot of good conversation pieces, and we all have different views on everything. But
Mhm.
that was a really good topic to bring up with them, and especially in a room full of just business owners. So I guess it led to some good conversations. So I'm glad we made that. Obviously, we have our own views on why we've created heritage, but definitely there's no right or wrong answer, but just it's good conversation pieces. So
Yeah,
that's kind of
that's
the
it for
gist
the
of
week. Yeah.
this little episode. So just kind of recapping, just challenges that we've had this week over mechanics, school being out, dispatcher being unavailable due to childcare, breakdowns. Obviously, we've been going through tires a little bit here and there. Um, and then us not being available to do our normal tasks since we're having to fill in. And then I guess the biggest highlight of it all was dumpsters,
Got to
ordering
buy some
dumpsters.
dumpsters. Yeah.
So we'll get these 11 dumpsters in hopefully in the next week or two. And then once that happens, then we'll do a quick inventory count on everything, and then we'll order another 11 because we're gonna need. It is June 12th right now. We're gonna need another 11 dumpsters, and they're gonna be 40 yarders. We need those by mid July.
Yeah.
That's kind of our time frame. So everything's coming up real quick, and it seems like days just go by so fast. I mean, we're pretty busy, so it's just like time flies by so quickly. By the time you look up, it's already the middle of the month.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like, we were having conversations about buying dumpsters and everything that we were going to do, possibly get another truck and everything beginning of January. And here we are now, kind of halfway through the year. And
Well, I mean, we still need to buy another truck.
yeah,
So we need,
but that was before we got the fifth truck.
yeah, that was January, but we do need another truck.
Yeah.
We're still debating on what we're gonna get. So probably within the next 2 months, we need another truck, and then also a video that's gonna come out beginning of next week is talking about our 5 bin carrier. So we kind of are doing a little deep dive into our 5 bin carrier. how we deliver, how we pick up, how we dispose of those.
The challenges of
The challenges,
pick,
just because the
picking it
five
up.
bin carrier makes it a little bit more challenging to drop off when you're dealing with sand, gravel, um, dirt. So we might have to build a little scout
Scout
truck.
truck, yeah.
And then on top of that, we're trying to figure out this whole um, service truck. And if we get 6 trucks, plus we're running the dually, the 2500 skid steers,
Scout
we're
truck.
at that point where
Yeah.
we need the mechanic too. It's
Yeah, we
at
need a
6 trucks.
in-house mechanic.
So that's
Get everything looked at every day.
so there's a whole lot of movement here within Heritage, and we're trying to figure it all out. But definitely an in-house mechanic. That way we don't have to rely on other people. That way we don't have trucks sitting because of minor issues is crucial. So if you guys are in Southern California and you know a good mechanic, let us know. We're looking to hire one, and we're looking to hire one immediately. We've been looking. We just haven't had any good luck, or the people that we know like where they work, and they don't want to leave. Obviously, we think we have a pretty good place of business. We all get along. Everyone's been here for a while now. Nobody's left, but pretty good work environment, I would say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's right. Pretty good work environment. Anyway, that's it, guys.
Send help.
Episode number 3. Let us know what you guys want to see. I did see a post on there, and they wanted us to talk about how we get these long-term clients. So I mean, at some point we'll talk.
Yeah. Yeah, we do get quite a few questions on Instagram, so I think we're kind of going through them, seeing, there's obviously a lot of stuff that we can't necessarily talk about and discuss on video to put out for everybody, but there is a lot of questions that we get that, definitely would make a good video.
Yeah.
Good information to talk about, stuff to put out there. So,
And
yeah,
we're always available for those one-on-one calls. I mean, sometimes there's stuff I don't want to put out there.
yeah.
But
If you guys have any questions like that, definitely send us a message. Drop us a comment, whatever you guys want to know about. And some of the stuff, not necessarily that we want to put out on a video, but we'll definitely take the time to, have that conversation over the phone, and we can discuss some of that stuff a little bit more in private. But
yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Let us know what you guys want to know.
Lastly, if you guys have any ideas on what else we should do here or where else we should shoot, I mean, we're thinking about shooting in the back too, taking this little setup and throwing in the back, or we got a couple different spots, but I mean, at some point we'll do that. We're just trying to figure out what the hell we're doing here.
Yeah, we're just winging it.
We're literally winging it. But all right, guys, appreciate you guys watching once again. On to the next one.
All right. Bye, guys.